저기 먹을 자식 많아이지.
Hi folks, I had to have a drink of my Mandalorian tumbler. So, do y'all keep up with the Mandalorian? Kind of a space kind of thing, don't you think, Mr. Announcer?
Well, it's Star Wars, yes.
Yeah, so. Kind of reminds me of what I'm about to show you. There's a gentleman, his name is John Hubbard Jr. Remember the name. A couple of years ago, he sent me a pen to review. The pen was really nice, made very well. Under the hood, when the rockets go off, the heart of the pen, the nib. Great job, smooth, wet. The whole pen came together and was just fitted nicely in the hand. So, with that said, the name of that pen was the Moonwalk pen. And then when you purchase a pen from John, you're going to get a letter of authenticity. And there's only so many made. So, you get a letter, and here's a Moonwalk, what it looks like, the little letter you're going to get. And of course, your certificate. And that one, my friends, came out. I've already been playing with it. Comes in a little cardboard pen case box. And I believe that is John Jr.'s logo on there. Like to pronounce that, Mr. Announcer?
It's Artcraft.
Very good. And it comes like this. Okay? Okay? Okay. And it came in the rickshaw, that's what he's using. Pen sleeve, very nice. Pen sleeve by rickshaw. And, you know, it really goes well with the pen. It complements the pen. Talking about the moon and the Moonwalk pen, kind of all fits together. It's just a kind of another cool way of not only protecting your pen, but when you're out and about, it will complement your pen, and people are going to say, hey, what do you got there? Or, you know, what is this? They'll start asking questions, being inquisitive about the curiosity about the pen. So then, here comes the one that I showed you a few years ago. Really a dynamite pen. It really, really is a good looking pen. And, you know, what really catches the eye is on the side of the pen, on the barrel, it says, "We came in peace for all mankind." You see that pretty good, Mr. Announcer?
Oh, yes.
And, you know, you can just look at the pen. Kind of resembles the moon, the craters in the moon. And you can feel it. And you let your imagination take charge. And this one is a pull-off cap. And it has a Franklin Christoph number 6 Jovo nib. And this one is a fine nib. and it has a really nice grip section on it. Unscrew off the barrel, and I've already got it inked up. Well, I had to test it. And it's ready to go. And no, it cannot be a type of pen where you can fill it up
An eyedropper.
and on the way you go, enjoying the pen, but you can't fill up the pen barrel, use it as an eyedrop because of the hole in the bottom of the barrel. Okay, so here's the Franklin Christoph nib, really a sweet nib. The fine nib blew me away. Wet, smooth, doesn't skip a beat. Franklin Christoph, you know, makes a really nice nib. And of course it has the Franklin Christoph logo on top of the nib here. And I do love the feel of it. The whole thing is just really it's a cool piece. I mean, when people see this, they're going to be curious about it. And the O-ring acts as a cap lock that is put on there. Now, on the pen covering,
It says there is a Cerakote clear ceramic coating applied on the cap, barrel, and section. When they added the ceramic coating, they began to paint the section to match and coated it. The finish is highly resistant to staining and adds a better overall appearance.
now these are 3D, right, Mr. Announcer?
Yes.
Which is also very cool. You know, John did an extremely good job on these pens. So, on these pens here, they were limited as well. They were consisting of 47 signed and numbered pens. What we have here is the 3D Moonwalk pen created by John Hubbard Jr. That really just, if you're into space, this will really fit your collection very well. It'll enhance it. And then when you test the nib, right with the nib, that's when I knock your socks off, because I believe the nib will speak for itself. In fact, this whole pen will do so. So we're going to set that back in here for now. And we're going to talk about the other pen. Now don't go away. Here we go. And there we go. Okay. And again, he's using the rickshaw pen sleeve. Nice color, which matches the pen itself. And this pen is named,
I believe it's the Mars Lander pen.
Mars Rover pen.
Rover.
Limited edition. Again, by John Hubbard Jr., 3D. Really, the pen, when it's in your hands, you can see the whole detail in the pen, and you can feel it. It is just really awesome how John has put together these moon pens. Takes a lot of planning. You just don't sit down and say, I'm going to make me a moon man, and there, bam. takes trial and error. Trial and error. Just keep on until you finally get it to the way it should be, the way you want it to be. And this is a twist-off cap. And like the previous pen, you can't make it to eyedropper because it has a little hole at the end of the barrel. Again, he's using the Franklin Christoph nib. And this is a broad nib. And again, the nib, sweet to perfection, in my opinion. You got to give Christoph where the credit's due. Did a real nice job on the nib. Wet, smooth, the pen delivers. Can you see that pretty good? Okay. I do like the color of the nibs, the black with that logo for Franklin Christoph. Nice nib and nice section. It feels really good in the hand. I've written many letters with these pens. I've really put them to the test. I had to make sure these pens are going to deliver each and every time one uses it when they're writing letters or whatever, because I'm putting my name on the line and telling you is the pen is well worth to be added to your collection. And even if you're not into space or Star Wars, still the pen deserves to be in anyone's pen collection, even a beginner's. They're not something you see every day. And so we'll just unscrew the valve. And again, this is a push-on, pull-off like the other converter. And you're going to get a letter authenticity and a letter all about your pen. Okay, one more time. Really important. The pen is fitted with a number 6 HP steel black nib from Franklin Christoph. I just spoke about that. This is a JoWo nib, which allows you to fit the pen with other JoWo nibs, if you so desire. Inside, as I've shown you, the pen is a Schmidt ink converter, which I've already filled up with ink. And the JoWo nib and the Schmidt converter promise a pleasant writing experience, which I personally will have to agree 1,000%, because I've been testing this pen. And for those who like cartridges, you can also use the standard international cartridge. That's your choice. And it does say never use India ink, that's acrylic ink or other types of art ink, as they are intended for dip pens and will clog up your pen. So when you order your pen, you'll get the information you need from John, and of course, the certificate. So where does John live? Good old Alabama, right there. So what I want to do next, my friends, put all this aside, I think it's time to do some writing here. What do y'all think? Okay. And I'll put these papers aside so I won't lose them. Now I might forget where I put them, but I don't want to lose them. Okay, let's talk dimensions on the pens and the length of the pen's cap. It's going to be 5.75 inches, just as you see it here, before it blasts off into space. Now the barrel diameter is going to be 0.54 inches, and the grip section, as I showed you previously, is going to be 0.46 inches. The weight capped, as you see it here, is going to be 20 G's, or 0.7 ounces. Now, the weight uncapped, when removing the cap, is going to make it come down to 12 G's, or 0.4 inches. And there you have it. Beautiful pens. Let me see if I can kind of hook you up with another pen to kind of give you an idea. Here's a sailor. So, of course, the moon pens are way bigger. La la la. And here's a pen by Mike Green, about the same size. Probably the moon pens are more girthier, but they're pretty close to being about the same. So what do you say we're gonna do a little writing? Okay, on the Mars rover pen that has the broad nib, John sent me some ink, a little small little baby bottle of the Colorverse Martian Colorverse ink. And then on the other, I have the Noodler's L. Lawrence ink in it, which really came out nice with the pen. That color from the Noodler's L. Lawrence just blended in so fine and matched the pen so well that it's a win-win. So what do you say let's do some writing. Here we go. And Mr. Announcer, this pen is the
Mars rover.
Ooh, very good. Oh, posting? It does post, for those who like to post their pens. Now, put that in your hand. You have big hands, don't you? See, does that be all right without posting?
Yeah, this is comfortable like this.
Okay. Here we go. Now, let's do some serious writing. That's the fun part, isn't it? I mean, what really gets me is when I put the nib to paper and I get that smooth, wet, lovely nib just kind of singing to me. Mars. Rover. Pen. Great looking ink. First time I've ever even used this ink, believe it or not. And this has a I think, make sure. Rod nib, yeah. Now reverse. you can get a different line variation. Downstroke, cross stroke. This is not a flex, so I'm not even going to attempt to do so. Okay. And okay, that's one. Now, this one is the
Moonwalk.
moonwalk. And you're not going to get much for the reverse writing, downstroke, and cross stroke. Yes, Kitty. Now let's kind of put both pens together here. Down, down. Love it. I really do enjoy the pens. I can't wait to see his next pen that comes out. Maybe he's creating it right now. Alright, now this is the broad nib. And you can instantly see the difference. Nice. Here you have it. These pens were created by, again, John Hubbard Jr. 3D, these moon pens, he was inspired to do. If you check with John, his passion and love, you'll see how these came to life, his creations. I'm going to let you do the homework because to be creative, someone has to have something in their mind that they like to see creative or something they want special. So, thank you, John, for sending me these pens for review. Thank you for your support, John. That means a lot. And I hope to see the next pen you create. So once again, people, if you're interested in buying a pen from John Hubbard Jr., there's how you get in touch with him. I'm going to tell you this. Probably one of the best pens you'll ever end up with. And, you know, Franklin Christoph has done a tremendous job on the nibs as well. So you put the pins in the heart of the pins, the nib, or in this case, the engine of the pen, and you got a win-win. Thank you very much for joining me today on Larry's Fountain Pens Review. It's been an honor and a lot of fun in presenting to you the Moon Pens 3D, designed by none other than John Hubbard Jr. God bless you. Time to rock on and blast out. Bye-bye.